Welcome. One and all to a terribly lit episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode, we're looking at the album Pure Heroin by Lorde. This is the album cover. Pure Heroin is the debut album for Lorde. It was made when she was 16 years old. 16! This girl made this album when she was 16 years old. What was I doing when I was 16? I was playing video games. I was playing Mario Kart. I was playing Mario Galaxy. I was playing on my Wii. I was playing Splatoon when I was 16 years old. And Lorde was making music. She was making this album. She made this album when she was 16. Which is extremely impressive. Extremely. And, it's got 10 songs on it. The songs themselves are not that long, so it's really not a very long project. I'm not reviewing the deluxe version. The deluxe version has like 15 songs, 5 additional songs. If you like this, I highly recommend you check that out. It's got some really good songs on it, especially the Love Club. I highly recommend you check out that song. But, yeah, reviewing the non-deluxe version in this video. As far as the positives go for this thing, musically, this thing is extremely simple. It's extremely stripped back, it's very minimalistic, heavily relying on very simple percussion and simple synths, and it creates this kind of desolate, kind of sparse kind of environment, especially with her vocals and with her lyrics, which are at times kind of dark. It creates this album really does have this very interesting, unique vibe to it that's not super happy, not what you expect, not what you get out of pop music. It's kind of a desolate, sparse, distant kind of landscape in terms of music, and I like it a lot. I like that this album has this vibe and it runs with it, and yeah, that's really cool. Also, Lorde's voice is amazing. She has a beautiful, amazing voice. She's such a good singer. She sounds so much older than she actually is, and she's just, she has a good voice. It gets me, man. It gets me because she's a really great singer, and it hits me right there with how good it is. Yeah. Also, lyrics on this thing are pretty good for the most part. Like, she has, especially in terms of individual lines, well, a lot of these songs kind of feel like she just has all these amazing, like, not necessarily one-liners, not comedic, but she has all these great lines, and she just kind of puts them together. And that's almost always a good thing. Like, this thing is jam-packed with lines that hit me, and I'll go, wow, or, wow, that was really smart, that was really clever, that was really, like, just, you know. And even when she's doing love songs, she does love songs very well, like 400 Lux, things like, I mean, Tennis Court isn't really a love song. I don't think Team is a love song, but the lyrics and the songwriting on this project are very good. As far as negatives go for this project, I am not feeling the song Royals at all. The most popular song she's ever made, the song that put her on the map, her only real radio hit, kind of sucks, dude. Like, just the delivery. It's not even that the lyrics are bad. Just the delivery, her choice of having these weird backing vocals, the extremely simple instrumentation. This is the only song in the album where it downright doesn't work. This song just sounds awkward. It's not good. Also, the songs Still Sane and White Teeth Teens don't have enough to make them stand out. They kind of blend together into the album, and they just don't really stand out. They individually do have good lines and good things in the production, of course, are good vocally, but just in the grand scheme of things, not super memorable, not as good as the other tracks on this album. But the other songs on this thing, man, Tennis Court, just the progression, the opening, I just really like the hook and the way this song works. 400 Lux is a love song that always gets me. Just her imagery is like so vivid and it feels so real. You just feel like you're there. You feel like you're watching a movie when I'm listening to this song. And just the whole idea of this guy just driving her around places and dropping her off at her house, and just her in the passenger seat describing everything that's going on, and just her appreciation of this, and just her life in this, living in the passenger seat. It's just like, it gets me, man. Like, I'm just involved in this story. Ribs is fantastic musically. This one is really weird in the progression, and it just totally pays off, and I really like this song a lot. Like 400 Lux, I absolutely love Buzzcut Season. I love the way that, once again, it feels like it's taking place in a certain location where she sings about how they live beside the pool where everything is good. And then, you know, the hook cuts off the first time it plays, but then you get the full hook the next 2 times. And just, it's beautiful. The way the hook unfolds is just fantastic. I love it. I love the full hook on this thing and the way it leads up to the hook and all that kind of stuff. Team is another song I really like. This song is just really great. I don't have a lot to say about it, but I just love the intro to this one is really unique and memorable. The lyrics, the verses, the hook, this is a great song. Glory and Gore is an epic song, dark and epic, and it works very well. And then A World Alone is absolutely fantastic. These lyrics about living in this world alone with another person, about dancing through this world alone with another person, and just this intimacy you feel between her and this other guy. It's just, or this friend, and you're just like, man, this gets me. This album, also, I need to mention, this album is super nostalgic for me. I listened to this album 1,000 times. One of the first albums I know I say that a lot. This is one of the first albums I listened to like a ton, especially in terms of pop music, because I don't listen to much pop music. But I listened to this thing a ton, and coming back to it was a trip down memory lane. I'm not gonna lie, it may be the nostalgia talking, because a lot of people don't really like this album. A lot of people are really turned off by the very simple, sparse production. But I think it just adds something to this album. It really highlights the lyrics. It highlights Lorde's amazing vocals, amazing voice. And, you know, it may just be the nostalgia talking, but I really, really like this album, and I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5. What do you think of Lorde? Do you love her? Do you hate her? Most people are kind of like, this is a very polarizing album for most people, but then like everybody loves her second album, Melodrama. People are obsessed with Melodrama, and guys, I think I like this album better. I like, production-wise, this album is totally opposite Melodrama. Melodrama, as the title suggests, is extremely melodramatic. The production is huge and epic and in your face and all over the place and bright and insane and energetic. And it's just a completely different tone from this album. And this is the one that I loved originally. And so that came around and I'm like, this is different. It's good, but it's different. And this is the album that really I have a nostalgia for. I have a history with. So, I prefer this one. But whatever floats your bucket. Have a great rest of your day.